your only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time.
Whoa, whoa, it's the Adam Finch Show. Turn it up loud, let the good times roll. Talking real life, wild and raw. Stories that'll leave you
Of the Adam Finch Show. I am, of course, your host, Adam Finch, and this is my show. Thanks for tuning in today. So we saw at the beginning there, Jerry Seinfeld talking about how the only thing you should be doing is trying to get better every day and improving upon yourself and your life. We look at that personally. I look at that personally every day. Getting stronger, getting faster, getting better, getting smarter, working upon my skills. Talk about let's start first with personal development. Every day I try to exercise, walk the dog, go to the gym, talk about getting better, eliminating all the excuses in your life. So in my basement, I have a set of power blocks, dumbbells. I can pretty much do every type of workout, whether it's squats or bench press and back and biceps and triceps. Everything can be done with that set of dumbbells plus a bench. I do have a treadmill, but I don't really use it much here. I've got an amazing park right behind me, McLennan Park. I do a bunch of videos about that all the time, especially when I'm doing my thoughts on the go. I'll just go run up the hill there. I'll run through the park. There's trails all over the place. So I have no excuse. There's zero excuse. Even if it's 10, 20, 30 minutes, I can easily go down there and I can exercise and get in good shape. As well, I have my membership to Planet Fitness, which is, it takes 2 minutes for me to drive there. It can take 10 minutes max to walk there. So I've eliminated all those excuses that way. So every day I can get better physically, but then it also helps out mentally as well with getting better fitness-wise. So zero excuses there. When it comes to diet, zero excuses in terms of I try to meal prep stuff. We usually on Sundays, if we go grocery shopping, cut up fruits, vegetables, and then we'll usually cook a big meal a lot of times so that we'll have extra meat, vegetables cooked, and I put them in different trays. And again, I put them in different containers so that it's easy just to go. 3 or 4 of those usually come out of there. So for the next 3 or 4 days, I don't have to worry about food. I know exactly what I'm going to be eating. I usually eat the same thing for breakfast or lunch. Depends on if I'm doing some sort of fasting. Sometimes I do intermittent fasting. Sometimes I do 1 meal a day. So because of that, getting better every day, getting more efficient every day with that. So that definitely helps out when I do that. I don't have to worry about cooking and turning on the stove. Obviously, you save more money as well because you're not cooking on that heating appliance every day to cook. And yes, it can be boring to eat the same stuff every day, but for me it makes it easier, and I like the food I cook. So sometimes it'll just be pork chops for 3-4 days in a row, and then it'll be chicken, then it'll be sausages, and that's how I get that done. So being better every single day. When it comes to professionally or mentally, I spend a lot of time driving sometimes between construction sites that I'm going to, so I will always listen to a podcast. I'll listen to an audiobook. Very rare do I listen to music. Sometimes I'll listen to the local radio stations in the morning just to hear the news, but I know that they usually have their news at every half hour, so in between that time, unless I know they have a topic that I want to listen to, but a lot of times, especially for the podcast I listen to, or the radio station I listen to, 92.1 locally here, Scott Fox is one of the hosts on there. Then he does a podcast called After 9. So what I'll do is I'll listen to those, 3-4 minutes, on the half hour on his radio station, but then he's got his podcast where he usually expands upon some of the news. So I'll just listen to his podcast. When I listen to podcasts, I usually listen to 1.5 speed, so I can listen to everything 50% faster. I do the same thing on YouTube. It's usually 1.5, sometimes 1.75, depending on the person. Sometimes it'll be up to 2 speed. My kids will be like, "How do you listen to them?" But I've just grown accustomed to it, so I get to consume more information faster. It's the same thing when I listen to a book on tape as well. I will listen to that at like 1.5 speed. So I can get that knowledge faster, input it into my brain. And sometimes you miss stuff. Sometimes I have to go back, just get back a little bit in case I miss something. But the whole point is the fact that every day I want to make sure that I am getting better that way. So mentally. And then recently I've been listening to a lot of different people talking about AI. Dan Martell's a big one on AI. Gary Vaynerchuk, big one on AI. Cody Sanchez a little bit talks about AI, but they'll say something, this is how you can create a custom GPT, or this is how you can ask it something. And I've got the paid subscription for ChatGPT. So what I can do is I'll just sit there and then talk to it. So while I'm driving, this is how I started creating them. Just one day I just went, hey, that's actually pretty cool. Custom GPTs. How can I help it with my scheduling work that I do for construction? So I just sat and talked to it for 15 minutes back and forth. And it was telling me how I could do this. Then I got home and I said, hey, create me a sample of what this custom GPT would look like, and then ask me any relevant information you need. And then it sat there and it said, can you answer these 10 questions for me? And then I answered it and I said, let me know if you need any more information, and asked for a couple more questions. And all of a sudden, 20 minutes of me being home and feeding it a bunch of information that it needed, like how long does a typical precast construction, concrete building take construction-wise. So I fed it a couple of my samples of schedules that I have. And all of a sudden, within like 20 minutes, I had a very useful tool. Now, it was just the basic version of it. So now that I know and I've used it, I've went around to work and showed a bunch of different people it and said, would this help you guys out as well? Took some feedback, and now I'm working on expanding upon it. So all of a sudden, and it was just like, it was as simple as I had to create a sample schedule for a job we're bidding on. And I said, here's the parameters of a previous one we did that, was 200,000 square foot. This one's 113,000 square feet. Can you scale everything up and down? And I was doing my own takeoffs as well. And the scaling up and down was almost bang on with the durations that I had given it. And then I started telling it some more information, like, hey, if it's going to hit, foundations are going to hit in wintertime, I need you to add this much on. We typically add this much. If it's a precast install, every, add an extra day for weather every once in a while. So we are using now the logic that we use to build on site, and the logic that I'm taking from our site supers. And now I'm becoming more efficient that way. And then because of that, it's helping everyone else in our company become more efficient as well, because now they can utilize these tools. And every time somebody says, hey, this is a pain point I have right now, then I'm throwing it into ChatGPT and figuring out how then I can start helping everybody else become more efficient as well. So we talk about all you got to do is keep getting better every day. Eventually it comes to a point where this is where the personal development stuff starts to work, where I got myself in better shape physically, which means I am more effective. My kids want to play. I can get up and I can beat them at soccer. And there was a time where I was getting sluggish and slow and hard to get off the couch. And I was, there's different things, you can talk about getting more money for the vanity of it as well. I decided I was just going to do like powerlifting and put on more bulk, but all of a sudden the functionality of being fit was disappearing. And all of a sudden, you're 250 pounds and sluggish when you're trying to play soccer with the kids, but what if you just drop, those 15, 20 pounds? And all of a sudden now you're faster, you're more efficient at what you're going to do, you're less sluggish. And as top of that, you get to eat less food, so you're saving financially. I don't have to eat as often. And then personally me, I started doing 2 meals a day, so intermittent fasting. I'd eat at like 2, 3 in the afternoon, and then I'd eat again around like 7 or 8. And all of a sudden now I saved all that time. I didn't have to stop didn't have to worry about cooking breakfast in the morning. Literally, I wake up, check my hair, get dressed, hit the bathroom real quick. I'll usually throw on Facebook. I talked about this on one of my Thoughts on the Go episodes. My algorithm on Facebook and Instagram, people say, don't go on social media during the day. Well, my algorithm is a little hack that Gary Vaynerchuk said, just go find like 10 people in your field, 10 people and motivational people, like and follow them, and all of a sudden your algorithm's going to change. So I go on my algorithm, it's just positive, positive, positive. So you can go on there for like 2-3 minutes and just get pumped up positively. I'll just try to always post a daily quote, maybe a picture of the outside on my story saying let's all have a good day, and out the door I go. I don't have to worry about cooking food and taking food and all that, which means I also don't need to stop for breaks. I don't stop for any coffee breaks. I don't stop for a lunch break. I just go all day. I can start at 5, 6 in the morning, sometimes 7 in the morning, and I can be done by 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon. I've put my hours in already. Now I always do extra hours because I'm constantly, again, trying to improve myself. So putting in that extra work every day to make sure that I'm improving myself. So now we talk about that. So I become more efficient physically. It helps mentally. I am being more aware of what's going on around me. I'm being more present for my family. I'm doing more with my kids than ever. And on top of that, now I'm learning all these skills. So all of a sudden I become more efficient at what I'm doing for work, to the point where now I can start helping other people become more efficient at their work, which then helps create systems and efficiencies for everybody company-wide, and then eventually everybody industry-wide. And as I keep growing in my, personally developing, and I start getting more opportunities, I'm going to be speaking at the International Building Show in Orlando next year. And again, all that hard work and all that time that I've been putting in means that now I've gained all those skills. Now I'm going to be helping other people. I'm going there and I'm going to be talking on efficiencies and project management in renovations and home renovations. I've been doing that obviously the last 2 years now, talking about that for people, helping people get into real estate investing and showing how I've been able to plan and execute my schedules for my renovation projects and real estate projects, and helping other people out. And then as well, I'm going to be doing a talk on AI, project management and AI, and becoming more efficiently. So I just talked about that here, how, just listening to a podcast, trying to get my mind straight, trying to learn more about business. All of a sudden, they're talking about AI and how they can help their businesses. And now I'm using that to help the, business and company that I work for. But now also I now have the opportunity to share that with other people. So, and that's my whole goal in life, to help as many people as possible. So a little call to action: if you guys have an event coming up, regardless of where it is, reach out to me. If we can make it work, that I can fly out to it, or if it's close by, let me know. I'm putting this out there in the universe right now. I've spoken throughout Canada. I'm speaking down in the States. I'm hoping I can get onto the what's it called? CES, Consumer Electronic Show. I've got my, I submitted an offer to speak there, so I'm waiting to hear back from there, but I already got the International Building Show. Hopefully I can do some more stuff as well next year in the States. But if you've got any events coming up, my next goal is to speak in Europe and anywhere in the Middle East. So if you got something in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, anywhere in the United Arab Emirates, reach out to me. I'd love to speak at your event as well. If you guys need any help on, showing how I'm using AI, showing how I'm doing automation, and how to properly assess, plan, and execute your renovations and your construction projects. Definitely reach out to me. A little self-promotion there, but hopefully you guys found some value in what we talked about today here, and making sure that every day you're working towards getting better and not losing sight of what your ultimate goal is. I've got that squirrel brain sometimes as well too. You hear something, oh, this is a good opportunity, this is a good opportunity, this is a good opportunity. But then when you look back, is that really the opportunity? Sure, it might be the get rich quick schemes that are out there, but if it's not fulfilling you emotionally, mentally, is it really worth it? And I've had to take a step back, in the last couple of years, and then just recommit myself to what I actually want to do. And that's growing in the construction and real estate and, renovation industry throughout the world, really, but just helping anybody, anywhere I can. And I like to talk about this, the pro mindset, being a pro. This is my goal in life, to be the best pro that I can in whatever I do, and have the pro mindset of helping others and giving back wherever I can. So hopefully whatever you do it like a pro, and you be a pro, you have that pro mindset, and you succeed in life.
Whoa, whoa, it's the Adam Finch